is up, YouTube? With a franchise guide. We are coming at you again with a random episode of our MLB The Show 20 Phillies franchise month. We're in the 2024 MLB first year player draft, guys. So it's a bit of a break in the content. Just a bit of a filler episode, honestly. I know I try not to do too many filler episodes, but we do have at least 2 filler episodes a season. We have the draft and we have the season in review. And the only reason why those aren't part of main line episodes is, frankly, because, well, they're like 10-minute chunks, and hence it's a very boring thing to throw into at the end or the beginning of an episode is a boring 10-minute chunk right there. Which, I mean, I guess it's possible to do it anyway, but I don't know. I just think some things might have to be cut out, some things might, just be a little different. But for the most part, I think I kind of like the format we do it right here. I mean, yeah. But I guess this episode we're gonna talk about some MLB The Show 21 information that's come out recently. Yeah, I think MLB Show 21. It comes out April 20th, 4/20. April's the 4th month of the year. 20 is the 20th day of April, so 4/20 for all those who care for the date. So what are our plans for MLB The Show 21? Well, we're going to start a road to the show. We're going to start a franchise mode. The franchise mode, I'm pretty sure I know what team I want to do. I knew what team I wanted to do, and then that team made some free agent signings that I questioned, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this team anymore because of these acquisitions. And I don't really know how to make these work. So maybe I might look to do a different team now in a different division. Which is kind of frustrating, really, when you think about it. Because I was super pumped to do this. I was super pumped to sit there and use this team because not many people use this team. And well, I don't know. I could not tell you what the plan was. They not only were they big signings too, but they were signings to players at the wrong side of 30, and they were 5+ year long deals. And I mean, they just weren't great deals right there. Not deals that I was a big fan of, frankly. So I'm leaning now against going to that team. Maybe going to a different team. I mean, I do want to do an AL team. We know we've been the Phillies, the past 2-3 years, I think. So yeah, I think I'm not sure if MLB The Show 19 content is up on my channel, because I don't really look back at the really old playlists. But I'm pretty sure we have MLB The Show 19 content with the Phillies, where we kind of just played on beginner and just hit a ton of home runs and blew everyone out like 20-0. I might have deleted those too when I restarted. I really don't know. But we have MLB Show 20 content. We have MLB Show 18, 19, and 20 content, all with the Phillies. So MLB Show 21 content, I do want to switch it up and not be Philadelphia. Go to a team that has some good prospects. Some guys that, have a bit of a future coming up. Some boomer bust guys. Say, hey, this team can be really good if X, Y, and Z all happen. If these prospects all develop properly, and, this pitching staff stays together super well, and this and that and the other, and I think it can work out really good if we do it correctly. Because I do want to impose, I know I started this series off, and I imposed a bunch of rules going into the series, and they're all in the description down below what the rules are. There's some minor rules trying to keep the team from being overpowered, like the 4 aces rule. Where the 4 aces rule comes from the Phillies when they had Hamels, Halladay, Lee, and Oswalt, the 4 aces of baseball. And they're all great players. So I try to keep it within that, to try and not have 4 top-of-the-line starters. That's kind of why we trade away Jamison Taillon for Nate Pearson, a player who, yes, is a potential, and has potential to be an ace, but has the time we traded for him, he's coming off a 4-10 season with an ERA that was almost 5 or 6, so wouldn't be considered that ace right there, that ace caliber player. So that's kind of the reason why I traded for him, and that he was probably going to want a lot less money than Tyon, who was a free agent at the end of the season. But yeah, so I think going from there, we might switch up the the franchise we want to go with a different franchise, stay in the AL though. So I'm thinking of a couple teams right now to not worry about, just to kind of bounce around in my head, what I want to do with them, like how far I want to take them, this, that, and the other, because I want there to be a decent prospect pool too. I want to be able to call up, a bunch of players. I like to use real life prospects. I will always use real life players over, drafted players, just because I think that's just the way I want to play the game. I think it adds more to the game to sit there and play with real players than just to draft a bunch of players and all that stuff. That's just me personally, but I don't know, some people might be different about the whole thing, they might not want to. They might want to be like, oh, who does it matter, we have this, that, and the other. Well, MLB Show 21 is supposed to be cross-platform. So hopefully with cross-platform play, that means the Vault will also be cross-platform, because I'm going to be playing this on the Xbox Series X, and it will be a huge, huge takeaway. So definitely stay tuned with what our MLB Show 21 franchise is going to be. Apparently, there is a rumor that you can do a 6-man rotation, which would be absolutely wild. Because I would definitely do a 6-man rotation, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just how it's going to roll. I am going to do a 6-man rotation. Also, probably going to do a team in a weak division, or a weaker division, I should say, just so, I don't even know. I'm not sure if a weaker division is the right way to put it, because it's not really a weaker division. It's just a division that just doesn't kind of work right. I don't know. It's a weird division. It's a weird division, definitely, to think about. I'm thinking about going into for this, but I mean, who knows what the plan is? I've changed my mind 4 dozen times already, and I don't know. we're gonna keep going at it until we figured out what we're doing. We're gonna keep doing it until we load up the game and start the franchise. That is what's going to happen. That is how it's happening. That's more or less what's going to be like until it launches. But I definitely want to think of if the game was cross-platform. I know I just brought up like a couple minutes ago. If the game was cross-platform, I hope so is the Vault, because if Xbox players don't have access to like Ryan Rosters or Bacon Fictional, that is a huge, turn off for the Show 21 on Xbox. Bontex on YouTube though. Peace out, rock on, Sister Classy, have a great day, and wash your hands, and yeah, do you guys